Omar Abdullah has been rather candid of late, with large parts of Jammu and Kashmir yet to vote. On Sunday, he told Headlines Today's Marukanayat that anyone who denies Modi's influence in this election was deluding themselves. However, he also said that Modi still suffers from the stigma of not accepting responsibility for the 2002 riots.
In terms of numbers, for this Lok Sabha, Jammu and Kashmir might not be a game changer. But in terms of significance, the people who are elected from the state of Jammu and Kashmir and the parties that they represent clearly make a huge difference to the final outcome. We are following Omar Abdullah's cavalcade as he campaigns in South Kashmir ahead of the elections on the 24th of this month. This is clearly going to be a battle between the two mainstream parties, the PDP and the National Conference. Omar Abdullah this time is on the campaign trail, not just for his father, Dr. Farooq Abdullah, but also for his party in Mission 2014.
But if you look at the large level, it is Rahul Gandhi who's used the 2002 Gujarat riots again and again in his campaign.
Absolutely.
Modi has been talking about
no, he should. No, absolutely. I mean, again, that's why I said scratch the surface. On the surface, Narendra Modi is making all the right noises, but that's not the campaign that's being fought. Please understand, it's not the speeches of Narendra Modi that sort of determine the campaign. It's what the ground troops are doing when they go from door to door, village to village. The groups of RSS volunteers, when they go door to door to campaign, are campaigning purely on the lines of religion.
But is the UPA living in denial by not seeing a certain Narendra Modi factor in this election?
I think those who deny the Narendra Modi factor are in for a rude surprise. There is very clearly a Narendra Modi factor, which is why I've always been honest to accept that while you can't call it a wave, because a wave knows no boundaries. A wave would sweep across the entire country. It would start in the north and work its way all the way south. But you don't see a Modi wave in Tamil Nadu, you don't see it in Orissa, you don't see it in West Bengal, you probably won't see it in Kerala, you don't see it in the northeast. So there is a whole section of this country where you don't see any effect of Mr. Narendra Modi. And therefore, that's why I say you can't call it a wave. But to deny an effect of Narendra Modi on this election is to live in fool's paradise. There is very clearly an effect. Again, I can only talk from our experience of the two seats in Jammu, where in Udhampur, where Ghulam Nabi Azad Sahab was our candidate. Some people actually turned around and told us that, look, if it was Azad Sahab asking for votes as Chief Minister, we would have voted with our eyes closed. But इस बार मोदी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना है. I mean, people told the BJP candidates then कि हमने आपको पहले कभी देखा नहीं है, देखने की इससे बार उम्मीद भी नहीं करते हैं. हम आपको वोट नहीं दे रहे हैं, हमने मोदी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना है. So, I mean, these are facts. We can't deny it.
How is the relationship going to be between the state and the centre, if there is a Modi government at the centre?
Well, obviously, there will be. I mean, it's not you can't have a situation where the state government stops talking to the central government. But we're not going to be friends. We're not going to support Mr. Narendra Modi or any of his policies. We will continue to govern the state. If Mr. Modi chooses to use our opposition to his government as an excuse to punish the state of Jammu and Kashmir, that's something he'll have to decide for himself. I can't speak for him.
You've been speaking about Narendra Modi. I was hearing you in your campaign speeches as well about how there should be a concerted effort not to bring him into power because of 2002. But weren't you
even 2002, were he man enough to at least express regret for what happened? I think even that would be enough, because the law will follow its own course as far as accountability is concerned. Please understand, there are two separate dimensions. When he says find me guilty and hang me, that is one part of it. The other part of it is to accept responsibility because you were in a position of authority at that time to do something about it. I mean, let's take the Kishtwar riots last year. I am not legally culpable for what happened in Kishtwar, but I am morally responsible because I am heading the government, and I accepted that responsibility. I accepted that my government failed in the discharge of its duties in Kishtwar, which allowed the riots to break out. The fact that we brought them under control within 24 hours, and the fact that there were no further casualties is testament to our sort of ability, but it doesn't absolve me of the responsibility that the riots broke out in the first place. And that's exactly why I want Narendra Modi to accept responsibility, that he was Chief Minister during his time when riots broke out and so many people died. That's as far as I'm going. I'm saying that he's not accepting responsibility.
It is an extremely well-crafted strategy that the National Conference has put into play as part of its campaign for 2014. Apart from the local issues, which they realize might have little relevance to an election for the Parliament, it is clearly the M word that is being used and increasingly becoming part of the narrative. The M word that we are talking about in relevance to the valley is not Muslim, but Modi. Narendra Modi clearly has become the pivot of this election as far as the National Conference is concerned in its attack against the PDP, the principal opposition party, with Mehbooba Mufti as being the face from here, South Kashmir, the constituency that she's always, both her and her father, have known to favor and considered as its stronghold. Right here, with the crowds that you can see, clearly the National Conference is also trying to show a show of strength, purely in terms of the numbers that they have on the ground. But will this translate into votes come April 24th? And as the results come on the 16th of May is a question that remains to be answered. With camera person Tariq Lone in South Kashmir following Omar Abdullah on his campaign trail, this is Maharo Kanal for Headlines Today.